and it's called Body by Science, and he takes you inside the cell and shows you exactly what's happening in exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And he was asked the question, so what's the most important, diet or exercise? He said, food.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because you can't exercise your way out of a bad diet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe with the statement you said by the good doctor before, even when you're active, you can get away with a not so good diet.
Mm-hmm.
But the day does come.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
day
right.
does come. And I know in Australia there's a lot of ladies trying to lose weight, and they go to the gym and they're working out on the gym, and on the corner they've got a chocolate bar, their
Mm-hmm.
reward. That's not a reward, it's punishment.
Yeah.
That's punishment. That when you move the body, it certainly works better, but the fuel that you put in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love these little pictures you've got in the background of some beautiful fuel.
Mm-hmm.
And they have shown, the research shows, that pleasing to the eye actually helps with digestion. And how pleasing is that picture to the eye? The purple
Mm-hmm.
grapes, the red tomatoes. And God made, he must have had fun making all of these fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And what also is shown in the gut flora is that these fruits and vegetables contain fibre.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have 10 different types of apple, 10 different types of fibre. And what they're discovering today is every different type of fibre feeds a different microorganism in the gastrointestinal tract. And Hippocrates said all disease begins in the gut. And a lot of gut isn't working today because of lack of the microorganisms in the gut. We've got 10 times more microorganisms in the body than cells, and we've got 10 times more microorganisms in the gut than anywhere else in the body. And the beauty of this fibre and all the different types of fibre, they feed all the different types of microorganisms. So fuel is important, and we don't need to wonder the best fuel. We can go to the Garden of Eden because you can't improve on God. And God said in Genesis 1:29, behold, I've given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which of the trees of fruit bearing seed. To you it shall be for meat. Now when the Bible talks about the meat of animals, it's called flesh.
Mm-hmm.
So this meat, and I'm sure you recognize that, is the main fuel of the body.
Like the meat of a nut. It means food.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And as a nutritionist who has studied nutrition for many years, the three essential food groups are fibre, protein, and fat.
Mm-hmm.
So fibre, all your plant foods are high in fibre, and as we just looked at, that fibre is necessary to feed our microorganisms, and we should have a variety of fibre. The more fibre, the more microorganisms in the gut, and those microorganisms help to process our food. They do the final touches on the process. You see, our gastrointestinal tract is a hollow tube, and anything that goes in there is not part of us till it gets out of the gut and into the blood. And of course the blood's the life of the flesh, then it becomes part of us. So not only should we put the best food in, but we should also be mindful of our digestion because that's responsible for breaking down that food to tiny little particles so it can get out of the gut and into the blood. So fibre is an essential. Protein, best protein is your legumes.
Yeah.
So lentils, chickpeas, lima beans, nuts and seeds.
And I've learned this like you. I grew up in the world just eating the typical American diet, and there are a lot of sickness and colds in the family. And by default, folks know my testimony, I lived in the mountains for about 1.5 years and no refrigerator, so I had to carry fruit and I couldn't have meat and stuff up there. I just started feeling better.
Yeah.
Fresh water right outside the cave, eating natural food, and I'd get the spotted banana. I couldn't have meat and stuff up there. I just started feeling better.
Yeah.
Fresh water right outside the cave, eating natural food, and I'd get the spotted bananas. They take them out, and I'd make banana bread and grains. I was baking my own bread, and I started feeling better. Then I moved back to the city. I started feeling sick again. And it was about that time I started reading some of these books that you're talking about, and became a vegetarian and then vegan vegetarian. I'd never go back. I mean, you know, it's connected with my faith, but I've noticed such an incredible difference, benefit, that, and not eating between meals.
Yeah.
I used to just, you know, grab food, snack. I find it's so much better if I have a schedule and eat good things at good times, and I feel great then.
It's true. The body loves schedules. It loves routine. And I know as a mother of 6 children, and when Michael and I married 27 years ago, he had 2, so now we've got 8. But when I homeschooled my children in the rainforest, I noticed they were so much happier when we kept a schedule. And I could fit everything in the day because I had no electricity if I kept a schedule. And I found they were so much happier. I didn't want to be feeding them all day long. And so I just fed them a nice sized breakfast, fibre, protein and great fats. And then I didn't have to feed them again for 5 to 6 hours. And then we'd eat. So,
and they're hungry when they eat then.
Oh, they are. Yeah. And I say to people, you'll be surprised what children will eat when they're hungry.
Well, this has been tremendous. And so just for review, some of the things we can do to lengthen our life: good water inside and out, and exercise to get the motor started, having the right fuel for the machinery. Now,
do you know what I notice about your testimony, Doug? That they're the 3 things you had in the mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, and I learned it by accident, but I noticed such a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
And that I had to go back to the natural diet. And you know, when you travel, sometimes I find when I cheat, I suffer.
Yeah.
And so especially when I'm home, it's so much easier to make sure I get my exercise and plenty of water first thing in the day. Try and eat a good diet.
That's right.
And boy, it goes a long way in lengthening your life.
That's absolutely right. I have a fairly heavy schedule, as I guess you do, Doug. I'm away from home 9 months of the year. And people say, how do you do it? Well, they must be my 3 tops.
Yeah. Well, that's excellent advice, Barbara. I'm so glad that you were able to come in and join us at Amazing Facts. And people will look forward to, they can visit your website, if you want to mention that again.
Yes, my website is officialbarbara'o'neill.com.
Okay, and your friends, you'll see that on the screen.
And from there, you can go to a whole lot of areas.
Before I forget, we've got a magazine here I'm sure Barbara will endorse. It's the Amazing Facts magazine, 8 Bible Secrets to Stronger, Longer Health. And if you'd like to receive one of these, then just contact the information you see there on the screen. We'll send you a copy free of charge, and you can apply this. And it covers exactly what you've been talking in here, just not the same order. Water, exercise, food.
That's right.
And
that's why when you said to me 3, I said this is going to be hard because there's actually 8.
Yeah. We'll have to do another program and get the top 10. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, friends, for joining us for this Amazing Facts Spotlight.